What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 10, Episode 5, Misery Loves Company. Before I start, y'all make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all, shout out to y'all for the views, for the comments. I am going to let y'all know this weekly. Y'all have completely showed out on the subscribers. Like week to week, my numbers go up. This is the second video this season that has had over 1,000 views. I think they're just, the views are high and I want to cry, and anyway, thank y'all so much. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing something right, and then y'all further let me know that I'm doing okay. All right. So thank y'all. Like my regulars, my comments, man, I shout out to y'all. Okay. Thank y'all so much, y'all. Yeah. Man. Thank y'all. So here we go, y'all. Let me take a moment. All right, Season 10, Episode 5, Misery Loves Company. So the episode picks up with Creisha. She's still at Danny's house asking if she was essayed. Creisha tells her, this is a safe space. She tells Creisha she don't know why Tony called her. Creisha tells Danny, if she can't be honest with me, then I need you to be honest with yourself. So Creisha asked her again if she had been essayed. This is hard to watch Danny like this, and it's hard to see that this has happened on different occasions. And yeah, I don't like it. I've seen comments where people thought, hey, she treated Preston wrong, and it's like, no. But again, Tyler Perry is speaking to those who have dealt with that and may be in some current situation. So I appreciate Tyler Perry for relating to a lot of women or men in different ways. Anyway, we get to Pam. Pam is having a shop renovated, and we see Brian. Like, y'all, where the heck Brian been? Him and all his kids and whatever wife he got. We didn't see Brian since season 6. Okay? Check it out. He on season 6. I watch old episodes. So, in the next scene, we're back at Andy's, and we see Miss Mama Cheyenne on social media talking about, check out my penthouse. And all you heard was a voice said, you mean my penthouse? Girl, how you trying to flex on people's stuff, Cheyenne? Listen, Cheyenne, that was trifling. Okay, that was childish and trifling. Okay, don't do that no more. All right. So Andy tells her to take the video down, which she's private. She was like, I like my life to be private. Don't want people in my space like that. So I wasn't mad at it. So Andy asked her, what do you plan on doing for work? Cheyenne said, well, you know what? I was a stylist back home and I had a lot of clients, so I was good. So of course, y'all know she's probably going to be working with Pam, Maurice, and Danny. And I would love to see that dynamic once it all comes together. I think I just want to see how the end of this season is going to look. So Tony is back at Danny's. And Danny is in a wreck. No, she's asleep. Creisha gave her something so she can actually rest. And Creisha lets Tony know that Danny really is struggling. And he takes this moment to get a little information, and she was like, the only thing I can tell you is that Danny feels bad for hurting you, and anything else you want to know, Danny has to be the one to disclose that from you because a client client, you know, counsel, therapist, you know, privileges. Okay. This is the other thing I don't like. I am going to. I do not like how I get Danny feeling bad about Tony. But I don't understand why we're making that such a thing. Like we're shining a light on that as if she that wasn't that was her reaction. Her kicking him out was a reaction to what he did to her, and he didn't have no qualms about it. He didn't care. He was just like, yeah, okay, I took your money. Like, go. Like, I wouldn't want to be bothered with somebody who stole my money, and you know, it would have been a possible 50-50 possibility if he would have won my money back. I'm just saying, like, yeah. Anyway, Maurice and Pam. So Maurice walked in the shop. Oh, he is livid. So we back to regular Maurice. He cussing. And only thing Pam can offer up was an apology. And I was like, Pam, please, why would you do that? Why would you take the sledgehammer from him and bust a hole after he told you? So Pam, I will make you pay for that portion because you was doing team too much. Okay? So Val meet up with Mr. Keys. They talk about what's going on with Andy and how she's dealing with so much right now and how she has a lot on her plate. She tells Keys, you know, she has to head back to Florida. He said, well, what's up with that? Where you going? Because I thought me and you was here. Okay? So Val discloses her medical challenges to Keys and tell him that she's headed home for chemo. But her, you know, basically her prognosis, you know, will be good once she does all of her chemo sessions. So Keys offered to go with her to Florida while she goes through her chemo treatment. And he want to support her, and Val declines his offer. She said because my sister will be headed back with me. I don't know why I thought Keys was married, but I guess what wasn't clicking is my brain said Keys was married, but I saw him flirting. You know, we all seen him flirting with Val, but it just didn't click that maybe he's not married. I just assumed, and I just never moved that thought out of my mind. I guess it just, you know, my thoughts was just going all type of ways. Anyway, Tony calls Rich, and Tony tells Rich that he won't be going to the gym with him because he's at Danny's, and you know, she's struggling. And Rich was just like, yeah, because she slept with somebody else. Rich, this is why I don't like you. This is why I don't like you. And Tony was like, no, she's different. Something happened and I don't know what happened. And I don't know. I feel like even in this moment, Tony, even though what he did was good, calling and reaching out to her core people, her therapist, I felt like that was a good thing, especially with everything going on with Sabrina, what happened to Andy. Like, you know, I felt like that was good. But I still feel like he's still playing this victim. It just still giving like you playing the victim role. But okay, Tony. So Rich, yeah, that's what I say. Rich reminded me why I don't like him. Okay? I don't like how Rich and Tony always want to try to grandstand. Didn't you just finish sleeping with Pernell an hour after Sabrina broke up with you? Can we, you know? And Tony, you just stole this lady money. You didn't ask her. You stole it, and you felt like you had a right to her money. You know, plus all the other things y'all have done. So you two are extremely flawed to sit here and want to grandstand. I would like to say Preston would never. Preston has done some crazy things, but not, you know, But whatever. Preston is going, and I'm going to leave him where he is. But Preston would never. So anyway, Zach and Fatima. Zach really wants to have that gym, so I'm glad he put his bid in, and then we'll find out next week. I just wanted to point out in that moment when we seen Crystal in that scene with her glasses and that blue shirt, that blue off the shoulder shirt, it just kind of, her face just looks brighter. And I know that what's with them not having a lot of parts, I'm glad. Not because we need to save that for Zatima, because for the first time in a long time, those two can actually relax as a couple. Okay, I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here for the soft fiance era that is called Zach and Zatima. Okay, that's all I got on it. So anyway, Val walks in Andy's house just smiling and cheesing like her and Keys just finished doing something in his truck. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. So Andy want to know where she been. Girl, Andy, this lady is grown. She was like, well, where you been? And how do you know Keys? And who is Keys? And she was like, well, I don't. Of course, Andy's just like, I think what you're doing is weird and suspicious. She kind of pulled that Cardi B. That's weird. That's suspicious. And I was like, girl, pot, meet, kettle. Because who? Gary. Okay? Robin. Okay? Girl, you have done a lot. And for you to just be so hard, like, I get it though. You have been tapped in for real in your attorney hard ass bag. Like, I'm assuming that's what we're getting from Andy. We've been getting that like 2 seasons now. So this is the 2nd season. Before that, she just been like this little airhead. Okay, I don't like it, but I like this version. But it's like, I need you to kind of pull it back a little bit and be well, you know what? We can't get a lot of things that we want. So hey, if we gonna get hard, tough Andy, then that's fine. We're gonna get hard, tough Andy. So anyway, Val thinks that she tells Andy, thank you for helping Cheyenne. And Andy was like, we're like night and day. And I was like, but are y'all though? Are y'all? I remember you got on Cheyenne about having schmecks in a pool. And that's fine because that's nasty. But then you have a menage a 3 with Robin just a couple seasons ago. Girl. But fine. We have evolved. Okay? We have evolved. Okay? I just... So back over to Danny and Tony. Danny finally wakes up out of her nap and she sees Tony sitting on the couch. So Tony tells Danny that he's worried about her. Tony, we know you've already said that. She tells him to leave. He points out, how much she shrinks and jumps when he tries to touch her. Then stop trying to touch her. Stop going near her. Leave. If you see those things, stop trying to continue to do those things. Even like the bruise, you keep pointing it out. We know it's there. She know it's there. Everybody know it's there. But you keep pointing it out. I feel like he's triggering her every time he comes close to her. It's a trigger. Like, leave her alone. So she said, it's because you treated me like trash when he was mad, and you did. And it's like, when I guess it just reminds her from when the raggedy officer came in and he treated her like trash. Just like the man she ran over in the car, the one who she met at the airport, he did her the same thing. That's the one who spat in her face. I want to say somebody else did that to her, but I think that time was back in college. So, yeah, I think all of these things are triggering her. So Tony asks her what happened. She tells him to stop asking and leave it alone. Like, Tony, she doesn't want to tell you. And I get your concern, but it just still feels like you're making her situation about you. You're frustrated because she won't tell you what's going on. Anyway, she goes back into the bathroom and locks herself in the bathroom. So then we see Rich and Madison. It was not really much there, but Madison did express to Rich that, she put in a bid somewhere and she's excited about it and she's going to hear about it tomorrow. So she didn't give too much detail, but, you can still see her clearly flirting with Rich. Okay? So anyway, finally, Maurice visits Sabrina in the hospital. He walked in her room and he just stopped and he was just hurt. And it's like, I've never seen my friend like this. And he tells her, this is so mirrored from the time you had to come to the hospital and you had to see about me and you had to take care of me, And he tries to make things normal. So he tries to have a normal conversation. He tells her that Pam took the sledgehammer to the wall and the salon is busted. And the salon pipes had busted. He said, I see why Karen left. Because it was to get away from Pam's ignorant ass. He says to Sabrina, I'm nervous right now and I don't know what to say. But he wants Sabrina to just talk to him so she can hear his voice. He says, the only time I hear your voice is when I'm calling your phone and your voicemail. I can hear your voicemail. And I was just like, oh, Maurice, why? You just... But I get it. A lot of us get it, So he said, I can't do this without you. They've always been, they've always had each other. And you were the light to the group. And since this accident, there has been a darkness. He tells her that there's been a darkness since the accident. So then we get to Val and the girls. And shout out to Maurice. Okay? Shout out to... Is it Brian Jordan? Shout out to Brian Jordan. Because... yeah, you're doing it. Anyway. Val and her girls. So Val is getting ready to leave. And she tells them, I would just want y'all two to get along. Look out for each other. And she was like, Cheyenne, you need to cook. Because... she ain't eating, and we all know she can't cook. The girl can't even boil water. So, Cheyenne, I need you to be cooking. Once again, you're regulating in this lady's house. But whatever. If Andy ain't mad, we ain't mad. So, she told Andy, she said, I need you to look out for Cheyenne because she a hoe. Okay? That she is. But, ma'am, what you do not know is... the one you talking to, oh girl, she had her heyday, okay? So Val said she told the girls that she put cameras around the apartment, and I was like, ma'am, that's too much. What we doing? And then off Val goes. Y'all, we have dealt with Valerie for about 7 or 8 episodes. And this is including last season. Who child? That doggone Valerie, I tell you, hopefully we'll see her come back. But I don't know if people want to see her come back. But if y'all want to see her come back, let me know in the comments. Anyway, so Danny is in the restroom. Tony won't leave until he knows she's okay. But Danny just want to be left alone. So that's when she came out of the restroom and she told him they had that conversation. And then she goes back into the restroom. So he said to himself, so we're back at that again. Again, Tony, you are aware that something is wrong, but you're constantly interrogating her and you're making this about you. Just sit there, read a book. I don't care what you do. Listen. You can play solitaire on your phone. You can play Candy Crush. I don't care what you do. But just be there. That's it. Anyway, now I was glad that he called Zach and asked Fatima, so he can call Fatima and Andy to come over. So I wasn't mad at that. And he said he can't just leave her like that. And so Zach was like, well, what's going on with Danny? And she was like, she not saying anything. And he was like, well, we can't never get her not to say anything. So something has to be wrong. And, he asked her, like, I thought y'all wasn't good, especially the way you treated her at the hospital. Like, sir, like, I'm here for Zach in this whole big brother role. Like, I'm here for that. But anyway, Andy and Fatima arrive. Tony tells the girls, she's been locked in the bathroom and something has happened. And so Fatima knocks on the door very calmly and was like, hey, Danny, it's us. It's me. And so she came out. So Andy was like, Danny, what's wrong? And it's like, like Andy, girl, I need you to simmer down just a little bit, girl. Just be a little softer, okay? So they asked, hey, what's going on? And it was like, well, why you walking like that? And Fatima notices the bruise. So they asked who hurt her. And Andy was like, have you been raped? She have a flashback from last night or whatever. Fatima asked, who did this? Who did this? And it was like, did Tony do this? And baby, Fatima pulled that purse out. She was finna go in that purse and was finna go right after Tony. She was like, no, Tony didn't do this. She was like somebody she just met. And I think Andy said, was this a random dude? And it's like, Andy, you're saying it with so much judgment. Girl, like, I know y'all think we probably supposed to be hard on people, but it's not what she need right now. So, of course, Danny was in defense. She was like, yeah, okay, yeah. And so Andy was like, we're going to call the police. And that's where the episode ended. And it was a little slow. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't a bad episode. We just ain't get a lot, but sometimes we don't always need that. But I do have some terrible news. Hayden will be back next week. I thought we got rid of him. We just got rid of him. It makes me feel like Gary is somewhere gawking. I also feel like he's been doing these past couple seasons, Gary probably gonna show up at the end of the episode, probably working for Dr. Cruz. I know that sounds so crazy and outlandish, but just work with your girl. Because I be like, what is this? So, but I do feel like at some point, Danny is going to bounce back eventually. She just needs time. Maurice is going to bounce back eventually. They just need time. I'm hoping next week that she actually says something, but it looks like she not. And she gonna lash out at Fatima. She was like, you trying to be Sabrina because you not. And I was like, oh. Because ma'am, it was a time when your friends and Fatima was always that girl to you. So don't do that. You know what? I ain't gonna talk about it until we get there. I get that she's hurting and I get that she got some stuff going on, but baby, not me. All right. But I'm sure they'll fix it. I'm sure she'll apologize and all of the things. And we always know that Fatima always has to be the one to take everything off the chin. And I don't like that. I need y'all to allow her to say whatever she needs to say. So that means if you say something to me, I have to course correct you. Okay? It is nothing wrong with a little course correcting. Okay? Anyway, make Hayden's episode be this little scene that he have with Fatima, and that's it. Y'all, he got the little sponge like hair, okay? Child, Hayden said he let his hair grow all right? And it sound like he hating, but it also sound like he giving some advice, because I guess they gonna be talking about Andy's car blowing up. So I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. But Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just yapping. Um, with all of that being said, I will see y'all. Today is Wednesday. What the date here? I don't think I have anything tomorrow, but Thursday. I know, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for Thursday, but I think the next time I will see y'all is Friday. So, with all that being said, this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. And thank y'all so much. Bye.